What's going on, everybody? This is Ray of Rebel Ears with an episode of A Talk with Ray, where I have a discussion walking around my room, having a discussion, having a one-on-one with y'all. Just want to say, today's episode is about something that a lot of people don't talk about. If you know me, I'm a very structured individual, so we're going to put this timer, let's say 20 minutes, all right? This is a gravity timer that I use. Amazing gift, man. Today's episode is about sending on content you're not using. A lot of people thinking, what kind of content can I post? I need something to post. And that's something that most people are overlooking because you're already creating content. You're really not just using it. Because every conversation you have, every session, every consultation, that's content. Even having a conversation with your friend about your ideas, those need to be recorded. Even this conversation right now, I just finished doing some prompts for the Auto Eco Blueprint because I wanted to try some prompts and ideas that would be beneficial for those who not in the music industry, but who needs to put out content if they deal with real estate, if they have a barbershop, if they have a restaurant, but there's no limitation because, like I said, everything is content, honestly. I can sit in that corner, use Opus Clip to make content of me sitting in the corner having a discussion, but it's a way to engage because I'm consistent. And that's something that's current with what we're doing now. Because I've been doing more consultation with, not with just Don Talk Listen, but also some of his past guests that's been on Don Talk Listen, and even the recent clients that I got from just networking at different events. Talking to producers, artists, creatives, having real conversations, real problems. And I realized that this is more valuable than random content ideas because this is real insight. Because if you looking for a fan base, if you want a community, you want to engage, you want to have something that they can relate with. Because with me, having a background as an audio engineer, I can engage with producers, I can engage with engineers, I can engage with artists, and it's beneficial when it comes to if I want to expand in the music industry. Even if you want to get into cooking, sous chef, executive chef, you learn how to prep, you learn how to cook. It's different levels to get to where you want to go. And with that being said, this episode is sponsored by Opus Clip, where you turn your long form content into short form, all right? But most people don't even have long form worth clipping. I started to realize I started recording conversation using Otter.ai to record the meetings that I have. Let's say if we're going to have a 20-minute meeting about the analytics on YouTube, I would probably open up Otter.ai, which I had the link in the description, just to record the conversation. Maybe we might miss a few key points talking about, okay, let's look at the analytics from the last 28 days or the last 3 months or maybe last year, seeing where the comparison's at. And then taking notes within Otter.ai you can do too. So shout out to Otter.ai for the transcript. Even breaking them down after as I saw something, because one conversation can equal podcast episodes, clips, carousels, emails, and slides, because that's my normal system. And it takes time for people to build their own system. It might even take them years because I know with me, I'm still building a system. But my system took time from learning different apps, learning what apps work together, learning automation system, learning triggers, and it really helped my system. Let's go ahead and bring it up with the pet peeve of the day, all right? When creators talk about, I don't know what to post, that's basically saying, I don't know what to do. Because you're talking every day, you're learning every day, you're solving problems every day, and none of it's getting documented. And that's wasted content. Because this conversation, you might have a debate talking about, well, I don't know how to post. Well, do research on what app can help you to post. Because with me, I have different prompts in ChatGPT that helps me to stay consistent instead of having burnouts. And this is where people normally miss it. They're not recording conversations. They're not capturing ideas in real time. Not turning knowledge into content, always chasing new ideas instead of extracting what they already have. Because that's what I do. I have a system that works. So let me go ahead and tell you my system. All right, here's the system I'm building. Step 1, have the conversation. It could be consultation, it could be sessions, it could even be a podcast interview. Step 2, you record it. Step 3, you transcribe it. Maybe you use Otter.ai, or you might have an app that does it. Then drop it into ChatGPT. Step 5, you pull out the key points, clip ideas, carousel breakdowns, emails, and then step 6, you run it through Opus Clip. And that's one conversation that's turned into a full content system. I also want to bring up an example because I just don't want to give y'all false information. I'll talk to a producer for, let's say, 30 to 45 minutes. I break down their workflow, I give them advice. They turn that into a webinar, a checklist, a slide deck, multiple clips, and that's leverage. The shift is stop thinking about what I should post and start thinking of what I already do. Because content is not something you create, it's something you extract. And I think that might help people to understand, okay, well, let me just put it on selfie mode and understand it's just me FaceTiming your friend or your family member. You have to think of doing content that way. Because right now, I'm looking at a screen, looking at the script, but I'm also looking at the camera because I'm doing multiple things, and this builds the content. Instead of thinking like, how can I post? Just record and see what comes out. You might just come out your comfort zone. That's what you want to do. So just letting people know, this is the live announcement. I am going live Sunday night on TikTok. That's the platform right now. It's going to be on TikTok. I'm breaking down the auto ecosystem step by step on how I record conversations, how I turn them into content, how I use the auto eco to fit them into the system, and still locking in all the other platforms. But it is coming, so just letting y'all know, right now is the execution play. This is what I need everybody in the community to do to stay focused and consistent. So starting today, record one conversation. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, but just record one conversation. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be a phone call. It could be a session. It can even be a voice note. You want to transcribe it and pull 3 to 5 contents from it, and that's your start. So most people are centered on content. They just don't see it. Conversations are content, experience is content, and knowledge is content. For those who's following Rebel Ears, comment the word content, and I'll tap in when I go live to show y'all the conversation that's a system. For everybody who's watching, want to tell y'all thank you for watching and listening. Y'all keep tuning in, all right? I'll catch y'all later. Real quick, I just want to tell you, thank you for tapping in with me. If any of this information helped you in any way, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe because you never know. Your next comment might be our next episode.